And welcome back. I say next channel when really it's just next video. And Luna, you're not a cat.
You're sticking to a spooky theme, you can call me pumpkin spice instead of sugar. See what I did there? I recently bought myself one of these dino costumes, by the way, and I'm totally having a blast. Halloween is great when you are little. You get to stay up past your bedtime just to get free candy your parents have no control over. I took it very seriously. On that day, I worked harder than I ever did during school. I always made sure to go straight to the houses serving up full-size candy bars. Not the ones that gave out toothbrushes and fruit. Who does that? Hey, if you don't want to play the game right, stay in your house. Ain't nobody wants a health snack on Halloween. And when it came to those bowls that said take one, I made sure to take a handful, maybe two, maybe the whole bowl. I mean, if you're too lazy to give out the candy, I'm too lazy to follow your rules. By the age of 12, my love for Halloween started to go away. I have like 1 million siblings, so of course they get all the attention with their adorable faces.
Oh, Dr. Pumpkin. Just a random girl. Mummy. And the puppet from FNAF.
Siblings, so of course they get all the attention with their adorable faces, while once adults saw my ugly old mug, they were like... I got tired of their disappointed faces, so I just stopped going. The last few Halloweens, I've been in charge of handing out the candy. My favorite thing to do is to look through the people and wait for kids to almost ring the doorbell and open the door up before they could, scaring them in the process. What? It's funny. Is it weird that I had never gone to a haunted house before I went up to college? My roommates took me to this spooky looking house in the woods and I was super excited. My body is ready. My experience was, well, it was just kind of awkward. People jumping out of bushes and poking you with sticks as you walk through a hall. None of it was really scary to me, but there was a tunnel made of this pink foamy stuff that you had to crawl through, and I'm super claustrophobic, so I guess that counts. The walls are closing in. Hey, hurry up! That same year, my roommates took me to a costume party, and because I didn't have the money to buy one, I decided to make my own costume. Poor college student. So I took a black hoodie, black fabric, and some red duct tape, and I made a toothless costume. I'd say it looked pretty good. It was kind of a big mistake to go to the party though, because I didn't know anyone, so I was very socially awkward, and I get really nervous about meeting new people. Don't say anything weird. Luckily, my anxiety subsided after a few minutes when this guy in a Deadpool costume came up to me spewing quotes from the movie. He truly believed he was Deadpool, and he started bugging everyone at the party. At least I could say, I wasn't that guy. This year I'm staying with my family, so I'll probably wear my dino costume to give out candy. My family, however, will pass by a house while they're trick-or-treating that holds quite the story. This story involves me and my older brother. It kind of haunted me for quite some time because I did what my parents told me not to do. Trust a stranger. I was 8 and my brother was 10 at the time. It was a Halloween just like any other. My mom made me a Statue of Liberty costume and my brother went as a doctor. My dad walked with us as we trick-or-treated. After quite a few houses, we walked down to a nearby street. As a kid, I called this street Coyote Cul-de-sac because on one side there were houses and on the other was a patch of forest that coyotes would hide in during the day. There were a lot of lost pets in the neighborhood. We made it to the first house on the street. We walked up to the door where 2 ladies were speaking to each other. Their conversation was taking too long and I was pretty impatient. I looked back at my dad because I wanted to move on. He was standing on the street during that time. He waved his hand telling me stay there. The next thing I knew, the lady just ran inside. The old lady then turned her attention to us. "What nice costumes you have on," she said. We said, "Trick or treat," but she didn't hand us any candy. She just kind of stared at us and said, "Why don't you two come on inside?" I was hesitant at first, but I thought maybe there was like a haunted house or better candy inside or something. We walked inside. Her house wasn't decorated. She put the candy down. Why were we there again? She said nothing. She locked the door. It was as if the world stood still. I could only hear the sound of my own breathing when it was disrupted by a loud sound. It was my brother. "Let us out, we need to go!" She blocked the whole door with her body. My brother knew he had to get both of us out as fast as he could. He went into total fight mode. He started punching and kicking the woman. "Let us out, let us out, let us out!" "No, you are staying here. You aren't leaving my sight." She wouldn't tell us why she kept us captive in her house. My brother wasn't going to give up though. He kept pushing back, however, he was no match for her size. If my brother wasn't able to get past her, I definitely couldn't. It was as if the world outside was now closed. I started having Stockholm Syndrome. This is my life now. I'll never see my mom, my dad, my brothers ever again. Why aren't you helping? I can't. Everyone went silent. The old lady opened the door and my dad said, excuse me, those are my kids." The old lady, now irritated about my brother's punches and kicks, stated, "Isn't that your wife in the bathroom?"
What?
The lady she was talking to asked her to use her bathroom. She mistakenly thought that was our mother and decided to take it upon herself to keep us in the house until she was done. No, that's not my wife. Oh. Yeah, so that probably wasn't as scary as you might think, but those few minutes we were held captive in our house felt like an eternity. It gave me some perspective though, the two reactions, my Stockholm Syndrome and my brother's fight or flight response. Kids get snatched up all the time, and most of the time they're never found. To the kids that think having your parents coming along with them to trick or treat is lame,
Stop it. Get some help.
if that house was some kind of kid snatching house and my dad wasn't there, my parents wouldn't even know where to start looking. I know this story was a silly misunderstanding, but please, please be safe out there. I personally love Halloween, all the costumes and decorating. I don't like candy corn though. You guys are crazy. Down below you'll see a collab I did over on my DeviantArt.
Sounds like I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. Do I want to save money? Is this a trick question? Are you serious? Why do you hate me?
I wanted to make this video about 6 months ago, but then I thought, no, I'll save it for Halloween because of theming or whatever. I don't know. Shut up, I don't have to explain myself. I'm excited to tell you this story. Wow! So, haunted houses. I think haunted houses, they're fine, but I don't want to brag or anything, but since the age of 16, I've never been in a haunted house that I was scared of. Granted, all the haunted houses I've been in were free and didn't have me sign a waiver, and when I was little, sure, I was terrified of haunted houses. It's just, I don't know, I think I kept telling myself that none of it was real. And then when I grew up, I just always knew that none of it was real. When you can see the severed hand is made of plastic, all the tension you previously had is kinda lost. And sure, I still get startled at the jump scares, but since they don't stab you or anything, it's always awkward afterwards. Hello? I'm just gonna walk this way now. Or maybe I don't get scared because I don't feel emotions anymore. Who knows? But there's one haunted house experience during my senior year of high school that I will never forget because it was probably one of the most traumatizing things I've ever seen. I haven't seen that many traumatizing things. And also, I won't forget it because I'm about to immortalize the experience by making a YouTube video about it. All right, my senior year, I was part of my school's drama club. I was a theater kid. And the clubs at the school got to help do some of the activities for the school's fair. The whole school was putting on a fair, probably to raise money or something. It seems that schools are always in need of some extra cash. Have you ever noticed that? So the football team got to do the dunk tank, the band kids, like, face painted or something, I don't remember, it's not important. And the theater kids, since the fair is in October and that's Halloween's month, we got to put on a haunted house. Cool! The drama club was separated into groups, and we would each be a scary part in the haunted house. And we got to make the haunted house inside the school, so we had a lot of area to work with, and there was a lot of space in between each scary thing. My group, what we did is we dressed up as vampires, but scary vampires, and we sat at this dinner table and we decorated it with fake organs, goblets filled with blood, red Kool-Aid, and we had this freshman girl that was laying on top of the table, and we put fake organs coming out of her, you know, to make it look like we were eating her because vampires eat people. Okay, saying that out loud, I realize that doesn't make any sense. Why would a group of vampires be eating someone? They don't do that. We put a yellow shade over the light above for a good spoopy atmosphere. We had a smoke machine, some ambient Halloween music playing.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
How many times you remind me of